Welcome to Peace Talks. I am one of your hosts, Andre, in the BUILDING, with other hosts here.
I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Alex.
And today we will start with news.
On Tuesday, September 10th, the Purpose at Peace Engagement Fair will be taking place from 11:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Main Lawn. Inside Scoop with Public Safety will be taking place from 5 to 6 p.m. in the Pacer Hub Student Commons. There will also be a decoding assignments workshop from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. in the Center for Student Success on second floor library. Tuesday is a World Suicide Prevention Day. The event, The Silent Epidemic, Let's Talk About Suicide, from 6 to 8 p.m. in Main Parlor.
On Wednesday, September 11th, the Prancing Pacers dance team has an interest meeting from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. in the Herman Dance Studio. On Thursday, September 12th, Employer and Residence Express Hours featuring Coleman Research Group will be taking place from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the Career Design Center in Main Building. The Black Student Union Interest Meeting will also be taking place. This will be from 6 to 7 p.m. in Flow 110. On Sunday, September 15th, The Trouble with My Name, a one-man show by Dr. Javier Avila, will be taking place from 3 to 6 p.m. in Keenan Hall.
So recently, Hurricane Dorian has passed through the NC area. How did it impact y'all?
I thought it was going to be much more of an impact here in Raleigh than it was, but I'm glad it wasn't.
Yeah, I
more
thought
than it was.
downtown was going to flood a little bit, but I mean...
I live near the Crabtree Creek Trail, and that's like always kind of like the first area in Raleigh to flood, and then they have to evacuate the cars from Crabtree Mall and stuff on the first level, but it didn't rise, really. It didn't do much. It was just like a heavy rain.
Yeah, and the next day was perfectly sunny.
And the next day was
warm.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. Did it affect you at all, Andre?
No, I was at the house chilling. Actually, I was at work, so...
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't lose power. I don't know anyone who lost power in this area. I mean, we didn't even have classes canceled.
I have some family that they live near Emerald Isle, and so they were kind of nervous about how it would hit because Hurricane Florence last year, like they were without power for I think 16 days, and like schools down there, they're still not operating normally, and so they were kind of nervous about how this hurricane would come, but apparently they are alive and hanging in there. But that's good. North Carolina's, well, at least our part of it is grateful this
Normal,
time.
yeah, Wilmington got hit.
So unfortunately, these past few weeks, there have been quite a few mass shootings. The recent one I can remember the most is the one in Texas. Mm-hmm. I kind of forget like how many people like died or got shot and whatever in that shooting, but it's just been a lot going on these past few weeks with the guns, gun laws, discussions about what should we do, what is going to be done. And it's kind of just like in my brain, it's just, that's just the way it is to me.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to get into politics too much, but I'm just going to say it was pretty sad how I went to England at the end of July. And then while we were in England, the breaking news was completely different. And then they were talking about how America, in our first week of being in England, there was 2 mass shootings in America. And so they were always talking about how it was breaking news over there because of all these mass shootings in America. And it's seriously, being in another country watching that's, I don't know, it was kind of nerve-wracking for me to think about coming back to America because England, of course they have shootings if it's a terrorist attack or something, but they don't have these gun laws where you can carry guns everywhere.
Yeah, well, and now aren't they doing some law where teachers can have them in the classroom
here in America?
In certain
yeah,
states, yeah.
And it's England has stabbings, but that's not a mass thing. It doesn't kill so many people in a certain amount of minutes.
Yeah,
I don't even know anymore because it's way past the point of thoughts and prayers, and we need to do something about it. Action needs to be taken now. It's ridiculous.
In one of my classes, we were actually talking about gun laws and stuff, and we were looking back in different years of how all the mass shootings, how it compares to past years. And it's weird because when based on the statistics, now is actually lower than it was in the 60s for mass shootings and stuff. But I guess just because now it's happening in more consistent time
more
period.
frequently.
It's happening more frequently in a more consistent time period. It happened. When was the one right before Texas? It was pretty close to them. They're so close together now that I think we're seeing it more. And they're more close together because people are getting, I don't even know.
Yeah. And, like, I was actually having a discussion with somebody while I was in England, and they were asking me, like, is it scary just to go out to, like, a restaurant or a movie theater or something like that? And I was like, I don't really think about, like, of course I think about it with all these shootings happening more, but I think I'm just used to being in the environment where there's guns and stuff, so it's not as scary for me as it is for, like, people in England that don't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
But it is getting a little more scarier as these mass shootings keep going. Like,
Well, the thing is, well, through my eyes anyway, it's kind of it's a business. That's why nothing's really being done about it.
yeah.
The NRA's in the government's pockets. That's widely known. So that's why the guns aren't going to be taken out of anywhere. That's
And it's
just
sad
the
that,
bottom line.
yeah, it's sad that people care more about money than human lives.
Yep, exactly.
That's America.
Yeah.
That's America was built on, founded on money, power, war. It's what you have versus what somebody else doesn't have.
And I think, was it this week or was it sometime recently that Walmart decided to take out certain guns?
Yeah,
Is that right?
It was Walmart.
And then I think Dick's Sporting Goods, they also decided to
Yeah, and they're
ban
not
certain
they're not
things.
selling certain types of ammo too for certain guns that they have. That they are still selling. Like they're selling certain types of guns, but they're not selling the ammo for it, and then they're also not selling certain types of guns. I mean,
Well, the thing is, regardless if the store is selling them or not, somebody gonna find a gun
yeah,
somewhere.
they're gonna find them no matter. Well, and that's we were talking about in my class is that you, even with gun laws, like gun laws would help tremendously, but the people who want to do shootings like that are going to find a way either way, whether there's laws or not. And I think that's probably a lot of why they're debating what to do because they know, like, because of the money thing. Obviously, that's probably the biggest factor. But like I've seen some interviews and stuff where they're talking about like it's gonna happen either way. What is the solution to this that will resolve it without costing the most amount of money? But, I mean, it is a point. People are going to find a way either way. But I think America just needs to find a way to make it less available.
But I think, personally, it's not even really, I mean, it has something to do with it, but I don't think, like, mental health is necessarily, like, the biggest problem with all these mass shootings. And I was reading an article recently where they were saying, like, if the government's just focusing on mental health and stuff like that, like doing more background checks, it's just going to make people that do have mental illnesses more scared to, like, talk about their mental health issue because they're just going to be put in the category of, oh, you're a potential mass shooter.
Yeah.
So I think more needs to be done about it.
Well, the thing is, does America care?
Obviously not like they should.
Well, should they care?
Yes.
You think that. Other people may not think that they
Yeah.
care. They should care. And whoever runs America, whoever that is it, if that person really cared about helping the health of America, then something change would happen. That's going to help the benefit of shootings not going down.
Yeah.
Well, and the weird part is, like how you're saying some people probably don't care about it, but they will when their kids are getting shot or when they're getting shot at concerts or school or grocery stores. But we shouldn't have to wait until that happens for
No.
people to start caring, which is sad. But
then that goes back to the whole divide we have in our country. Whether, like, people really care about this issue.
Because, like, going back to the history of the country, people want to stay weaponized. They want us to have their guns. Some people just want to have them. It's their security. It's their protection. Because they feel if they don't have any guns, then somebody will come and harm them, and they can't do nothing about it because they don't know how to fight. So they'll just rather shoot them. And on top of that, it's just what's going to be the domino effect that really could possibly actually make this change. People been getting shot for years and years on end. The shooting, if we look at statistics or possibly look at some stats, it may have been more shootings earlier in history. We're just seeing it more now. The question is, why are we seeing it on TV more now? Why are they signing to promote this more now? Because people get shot probably every day, I guarantee you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's just, all right, why are they starting to show this on the news more? It's kind of interesting to think about. So.
yeah, like, going off of that, I think a lot of it now is, like, a lot more of the mass shootings are being shown now, like, on, like, social media and on the news and stuff because they're happening in more public places. Because, like, how you said, shootings happen everywhere all the time. And I feel like a lot of the ones that are, like, on the news are ones that are happening at, like, big concerts or happening at, like, they're ones involving kids. So I think it's stuff like that a lot of that's why a lot of those are on the news and not, like, ones that happen every day that aren't as, I don't know, I mean, all of them are terrible, but, like, as mass and as public to everyone involved.
I don't know. I think if there, like, once Sandy Hook happened and there still isn't, like, that much more strict gun laws, like, what will do it?
Yeah.
Because Sandy Hook was devastating. Like,
Well,
in elementary school.
For, like, schools, you can only do so much prevention to protect the kids when they're in school. You can't, like, there's only so much you can do when it comes to the rules of who can come in, who can leave, the lockdown drills. Like, there's only so much of that you can do before there's nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting. I was watching this comedy special, and I don't know if y'all heard of Dave Chappelle, but he's like, y'all teaching the kids how to defend from the mass shootings. You're teaching a possible killer where the children are at. So what good is that really doing? I mean, it's going to help to a degree, but think about if the kid in that classroom is going to be the next mass shooter.
Yeah.
He knows exactly where to go, what to do, where to find these kids at.
A couple weeks ago, I think it was on WREL, they were interviewing a place where, I guess it was a concealed carry license place, but they were letting 9-year-olds come in. And so they were saying that might as well start them younger to know how to shoot a gun rather than later. My thought is, if you can't be in a car driving behind the wheel until 16,
You shouldn't be able to.
if you can't drink until you're 21, then why should a 9-year-old have something so deadly in his hand?
Well, that and their brains are underdeveloped.
Yeah.
Like, they shouldn't be, like, being taught how to shoot a gun. Like, a lot of kids at 9 go hunting and kill deers and stuff. Like, they shouldn't be, at that age when their minds aren't developed, shouldn't be allowed to do stuff like that that's deadly when they don't even know what's going on really yet.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of sad to say this, but kids got to grow up faster now. With social media, internet, everything is at a click of a button. So if the kid isn't growing up to know what's about to happen or what he or she's about to see, then that kid's going to be lost.
Which brings me to this. Do you think, which is a huge controversy now, do you think video games have something to do with the shootings?
Violent video games.
It's my opinion is if somebody wants to shoot somebody, they're going to shoot somebody whether they're playing the game or not.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I play games with Grand Theft Auto all the time.
I was just about to say that. I grew up with my brothers playing Grand Theft Auto all the time, and, like, never once did I think about stealing a moped.
Yeah. Well, and, like, there's a bunch of studies that say that, like, a lot of people who have thought of doing mass shootings, like, who've thought about being, like, school shooters, have played the video games, and then they haven't gone and done their plans of going to school shootings because of the games. So I feel like people can say that it is, like, affecting it either way, but honestly, like, they're games. They're not making you do it.
The thing is with these kids that I've noticed anyway, the ones that have shot up schools, is 1, they've been bullied. 2, their parents aren't together. 3, they're not there. Or 4, they're there, but they don't pay attention to the child enough to actually know. And then they go on TV to say, oh, he or she was such a good kid. But if you go and ask them, so how much were you around him? How much did you spend time with this kid? Then they would probably be blank because they wouldn't have to answer for it in there. And now they kind of could understand, or at least try to, that my kid shot up school because I wasn't paying he or she much attention at home.
Mm-hmm. Well, and a lot of them, too, like, I don't know if it was the Texas one. I don't know where he got his gun. But a lot of the shootings, like, it's not even like they're buying guns. It's guns that they have in their house because of their parents. And it's because their parents aren't involved, their parents aren't around, so they have easy access to the guns. And that's a lot of what the issue is. And I mean, a lot of the shooters do figure out a way to get their own guns without, like, because their parents don't have them or whatever. But a lot of the times, it's because they have easy access to them in their houses.
Mm-hmm.
So to any parents out there and kids out there, if you're getting bullied, talked about, if you're thinking about trying to do something that may impact your or somebody else's life forever, just know that it's going to hurt. Not you, but the person you're affecting. And it may hurt you if you really don't want to do it, but you're being pressured to do it because of situations going on around you. And also, even though you may be getting bullied, talked about, trashed about, it's not going to happen forever. And if you happen to want to use physical contact, at least use your fist, at least. So, and that's the end of Peace Talks. My name is Andre, and I am here with
Caitlin
And Alex.
And if you like to follow us on social media, you can at, I don't remember the
At the
social
Peace
media.
Times, our social media, yeah.
And at the Peace Times. And we're out. See y'all later. But always remember, save the youth, watch your kids, and always be there for them. Peace.